Here we go.
Check one, check two.
I be that more you
don't like that sound,
Taharka Bay front line till the law call my
you don't
number.
like that sound?
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more
Come
you
on,
gon'
Crip, you
remember.
gotta
That's
love
right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you wasn't black, proved it was straight fact. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. Oh, when I love for the woman look like your mother. I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover.
Check one, two, check one, two.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number.
Say you don't like that
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number. Super scholars holler. This era for the worker. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for show. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my shirt, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish World, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish World, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. Oh yeah. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. That town. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bay front line till the law call my number.
So anyway, family, welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I am your host, Brother Taharka Bay, and I am here today to have a conversation with you. And this conversation with you, yep, is the conversation we have been having for quite some time. And I just thought it was appropriate. Check 1, 2. I just thought it was appropriate for me. Let me make sure y'all can hear me first. I just thought it was appropriate for me to keep this going at least one more day, because it's just totally ridiculous. You know that yesterday we did a show and we talked about the targeted racism by those that look like us. In this instance, we're talking about Mr. Tariq Nasheed. But I want to give people some history on where all of this come from. See, when you see a grift, right? Many times when we see the grift, we just see the end result of the grift. We don't see the pieces of the puzzle that's put together to complete and make the grift what it is. You know what I mean? That's one thing we don't see. And I'm like, hold up, maybe it would be beneficial if I would educate people on how this thing happens. Now, the question is, let me ask y'all a question. You know, a lot of people like to throw, let me make sure I can't see y'all right now, but y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me pretty good? You know, people like to throw, what's up, Bobby Worthy? Uncle Bobby in the building. You see that, crypto? Uncle Bobby is in the building, man. Uncle Bobby, that's you. I'm still grabbing stuff right now. My flash drive kind of messed up when I came to the lab, so I mean, but anyway, I just thought it was just like, hold up, should I carry this on? And I'm like, yeah, maybe people really don't understand where this all is founded from. You know what I mean? Where this is all founded from. And so people really need to understand, and I just want to be a helping hand with that understanding. Now, first of all, family, let's pick up. Y'all ready to pick up from last night? Let's pick up from last night. Now, don't nobody steal this clip. This going to be my personal clip that I want to post on, what's the name? Do you know that by default, Tariq Nasheed, do you know, let me see if I can find it real quick. If I can find it, then I got it. I hope I can find it. If I can't find it, I'm going to have to go get it. I'm telling you. I'm going to have to go get it if I can't find it. Because this is something that I have to play. And so I'm going to have to play something, and then I'm going to go get it. Because this one is amazing that I got to share with you. Do anyone know? Yep, I don't have it. I got it on my flash drive. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it on. Do anybody know that by default, Mr. Tariq Nasheed called Kamala black? In the recording, sorry, I should have stopped playing when I was ahead, because you know you ain't supposed to eat when you're live. I apologize. I apologize to all the gods of the live streaming industries and around the world, and please forgive me. You know you ain't supposed to. That was my fault. I'm playing around, because crypto always be like, come on, Grand Sheik, something on your face. Grand Sheik, you smacking. So I'm like, I'm playing around. And I almost choke. I apologize, crypto. What you sent over? Crypto sent the ancestors at me. You want to play with me? You must got some of that. You must got some of that old stuff that Reza Islam selling. What do you call that stuff? Exercise mind. He got some crypto power from Reza Islam. You know, Reza Islam selling health food stuff for the brain now. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh my goodness. We was gonna talk about that tonight. But we gonna wait. We gotta get some more research. Yeah, he got stuff for the brain. Power brain. He gonna power you up. Brain food. He in the video with turmeric. He's like, this is one of the main ingredients. The power of turmeric. I'm like, man. Last time I took too much turmeric, I'm trying to tell you, I got acid reflux. I'm like, man, you got to be careful with that turmeric now. I mean, leave that to the professionals, man. Don't let nobody give you no turmeric. Too much turmeric, I'm trying to tell you. Mm-hmm. You be peeing orange and pooping orange. You be like, oh my goodness, what I did? I'm trying to tell you, be careful. Anyway, family, I'm about to get started with this shit. Reza ain't selling no mollies. Stop that. He ain't selling no perks. Reza better not be selling no perks. He got real brain food. Garlic, turmeric, and oregano. Let me stop being goofy. They say the main ingredients in there is garlic, turmeric, and oregano or something like that. And I'm like, why don't somebody just go get some oregano? Like, go. I mean, you can. I mean, if you can't afford the raw one from one of them Whole Food places, just go grab a dollar jar from the dollar store and dump that demonstration. Just dump that dried, raggedy one on you. I mean, like oregano, turmeric, and moose goose. I'm like, man, nah, he ain't say moose goose. I'm just playing. But we gonna talk about it soon. But yeah, if you can't afford it from the Whole Food store, man, go on dollar store, get yourself some dry oregano and dump that. Just dump the whole thing. And you get some turmeric too. Chew them joints like, you know what I mean? Like the Muslim do, them little wooden sticks they like to chew on. You get some turmeric, chew on that. You ain't got to spend no $100 for that stuff from Reason, man. They got that stuff right at the grocery store. Much of that stuff is at the dollar store. It's $1.25 now. And every article that he has on that list is probably about 5 or 6 of them that I counted. I could have made a mistake, but that's about, let me see, you got 5, there's $6, carry the money, 7. So you under $8. Just say you under $8. You know what I mean? You ain't got to spend no $100 with no reason. Take my advice. Go to the store and get yourself. You can get a little bunch of oregano too. That's right. I know these things. They got them in the grocery store. Family, listen. Unfortunately, I was going to do a rerun. I was going to do a rerun of my show that I did. I got to get Black Girls Read in tune. But I was going to do a rerun of my live stream that I did. But family, I just don't have the time right now, family. I really don't. I'm going to get it to Black Girls Read and a few others. But if anybody paid for the refund for the rerun, I'm going to send you a refund because Saturday I'm booked up. I'm booked up for real. I'm really booked up on Saturday. And not only am I booked up, I'm also getting ready for our convention. And, man, I got to put in some extra hours at work. I gotta add on some extra hours so I can I gotta get my family, you know what I mean, comfortably at convention. So I gotta work some extra hours, you know what I mean? I can't, money tight, I gotta do it. But I thanks for all the support, you know what I mean? Like this year, a lot of people financially they couldn't afford to make it. And so I give you some of our temple information. So we booked all these block rooms and some people that wasn't able to make it. So, you know, unfortunately, my name on the books, so I got to eat the cost. I mean, people that couldn't make it at the last minute, I'm going to have to eat the cost. And so I got to go put in a few hours, you know what I mean? I gotta go put in a few hours and take some jobs that I really don't want to take and keep it moving. You know what I mean? I gotta do what I gotta do. So I need all the time I can get because time waits for no one in moving us on. But what I'll do is maybe I'll try to fit it in. Time don't look like it's on my side, but I'm gonna try to make sure that everybody who hasn't seen it will get we'll get the ability to see it though. I'm gonna do my best. I know Black Girls Read, for some reason, I don't know how she did not get it, but she will get it. But anyway, long story short, family, if you have paid for it, I'm gonna send you a refund because I just don't have the time. I really don't. I mean, I gotta work. But with that being said, family, y'all ready for tonight? Family, do y'all realize how this thing came about? Do anybody realize how this thing came about? This thing came about because this crazy man is choosing to work with the other side. And what I mean by working with the other side, at the end of the day, you heard last night that he said that Trump, man, let me pull it up. Let me go over it. Let me give a recap because I think last night was very interesting. You know what I mean? Even me thinking about it, it was kind of interesting just to hear it being said that Trump was basically not for us, and he has the racists behind him. Another thing I wanted to share too. Let me share this again too. I need y'all to go back and listen to this real quick and listen to this really good. Here we go.
I'm like, there's rumors going around that your mother-in-law is white, and it was like, what? Not Tariq. He is so down, and he's like educated so many people, including myself. So I was like, what's up? What's up? I want to know it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, my wife.
Hi.
Oh, this is a woman.
Yeah.
I thought this was a dude. Lord, I'm gonna be clowning your ass.
It's
I want you to listen.
not Tariq.
Oh, what that got to do with shit? My wife.
I mean, what do you mean your wife is black? We have, okay, this is a good conversation. I'm not trying to fire shots at
I want to
you or
finish
anything,
this up.
but it was like, I watched Black as Fuck, right? And what was so annoying was his wife kept saying, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. And it's like, no, you're mixed, you're mulatto. That's a difference, because they have historically, okay, but they've historically been Trojan horses within our communities. They've always provided that deny and neglect of black people's issues, because they're the ones who would say, oh no, it's not that bad. Just like with that, okay, no, check out this example. Okay, check out this example.
Listen to this.
Did that initially, you know, but at this point in time, after 1 year of running around all over the country and out of the country, and the book right now is #1 and #2 in Black America. It is also #1 in Barbados, Bermuda, and Brazil.
Something jumping. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Something jumped out at me.
If we were running shit, that might have weight.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
That deny and neglect of black people's issues, because they're the ones who would say, oh no, it's not that bad. Just like with that, okay, no, check out this example. Okay, check out this example.
That's just nigga. In the system of white democracy, you black.
Listen.
Let's be very clear, because we ain't running shit. If we were running shit, that might have weight.
Listen.
That's just nigga battle. In the system of white supremacy, you white, black, or non-white.
What'd he say?
It's that damn simple.
In the system,
nigga battle. In the system of white democracy, you black. Let's be very clear, because we ain't running shit. If we were running shit, that might have weight. That's just nigga battle. In the system of white supremacy, you white, black, or non-white.
So what he got what he got FBA arguing about? I know she Indian, but according to him, I know her father is Jamaican. I mean, and her mother is from India. But according to him, you black, white, or non-white. According to him, not according to me. Family. So I'm gonna be posting this on Wednesday. He just says that Kamala is black. Basically. I mean, man, I don't care about her birth certificate. That ain't my issue. I'm not fighting for Kamala. Please don't send me. I don't care about no Kamala. I care about people contradicting themselves. I care about people manipulating us. I don't care about Kamala. I don't care about Donald Trump. I care about people manipulating us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that the presidency should be able to manipulate us after what has been going on for the last who knows how many years that people been running for president. But we got a person that's in our community, supposedly, saying that he's created an organization or a group or a lineage, supposedly, to bring us up out of the conditions of white supremacy, supposedly. But he keep on moving the goalposts. Let me tell you something. I could care less about Kamala Harris birth certificate, whether it got white on it, whether it got, we know that in America, they had the one drop rule. They moved the goalposts all the time. I'm not tripping off of that. What I'm trying to show is that every time you turn around, you can find a video where this guy is putting his foot in his mouth because he changes his position with the currency. If the bread change, then he's going to change. That's the point I'm making. Are we clear? Are we on the same page? That's all I'm making. That's the only point I'm making. I don't care if she got Irish on her birth certificate. I don't care if it doesn't make a difference to me whether she's quote unquote black or white or Indian. It doesn't make a difference to me. I know she ain't doing nothing for the people that I live around. I know she ain't doing nothing for the people that I grew up around. I know she ain't doing nothing for the struggles that I face. I know that. So I mean, I'm good with that. I don't care where she is. She ain't gonna do nothing anyway. Trump ain't doing nothing anyway. I don't care. The Moorish World TV citizens is going to do more for Taharka Bey and his family, and Taharka Bey is going to do more for you than these presidents are going to do, even if it's information. I don't care. Trust me, I really don't. The world is going on, and it's going towards cataclysm. Total chaos, falling apart. I don't care. The point that I want to show you is that you have people amongst us that is moving wherever the cash takes them. That's all I care about showing you. That's all I'm here for, to show you that these manipulators on the internet that claim to be grassroots are trying to manipulate us. Now, here is another question. Mellow Streets, since you're so smart, I showed you the birth certificate. I probably didn't even check it out because I really don't care. Who is Claud Anderson? Anybody know? Anybody know who is Claud Anderson? Anybody know? Family, this is going to be a good one tonight. I want you to get your pens and paper. I want you to get your pens and paper. Or I want you to get your screen your screen record ready. This is going to be a good one. First of all, family, when people talk about foundational Black American, the foundational Black American concept was actually the concept that was given to people given to a group of our people by Claud Anderson, right? And Claud Anderson, he runs a 501c3 called the Harvest Institute. Anybody familiar with Claud Anderson? Anybody? If you're not, let me put you up to speed. So Claud Anderson has his own demonstration going on called the you can catch him with all. You can catch him with all of them work together. You know what I mean? There you go, him right there. Vicky Dillard. You got where's the other guy that rock with him? All of them together. But anyway, let's use this one. So if you don't know, this is Claud Anderson. So he got this book called Powernomics, right? And everybody, listen, fam, we are in a new era time now. Welcome to the new era time now. Back in the day, a person could come and talk all of this beautiful talk. A person can come and talk all this motivational talk. They can talk about economics. They can talk about nationality. They can talk about sociology. They can talk about all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? However, today is the show and prove day. Whereas though you can talk about something, but if you are not able to demonstrate that what you talk, you should be held accountable to that. So since the early 90s, Claud Anderson been talking about Powernomics. He's been talking about all of these grandiose ideas, and they are very beautiful ideas, and they touch the soul of the downtrodden. They talk beautiful ideas. And I'm gonna tell you, he's a very beautiful orator too. He can express himself, and now, see, back then I used to get caught up in that stuff too. I used to get caught up in the mumbo jumbo too. But then, now that I'm a little bit older, and I begin to think as I'm listening, I'm like, hold up. This guy is really rambling. it sounds really good if you're not following the thought in which he's conveying. And when you put it together, it's so simplistic. It was like what I was talking about last night about the one that's pushing propaganda. He make things so simplistic that it's practical to an imbecile. You know what I mean? To a simpleton. And I guess back then I was a simpleton. And so when you listen to Powernomics speeches coming from Claud Anderson, you're like, wow. But one thing always bothered me about these Moors, Claud Anderson, NOI, and a lot of other groups that talk a good game. One of the things that really bothered me is that they never pull it off. Never. They never pull it off. And now, I do recognize that some of them never pull it off due to the fact that there is corruption and due to the fact that organizations get infiltrated. And, you know, I'm a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and they have suffered infiltration, and it's still going on to this day. I get it. You know what I mean? Not the administration I'm a part of, but, hey, there's administrations out there that's still in cahoots with the folks. It is what it is. But when you're looking at someone like Claud Anderson, he is an individual. And he has a nonprofit, and he has all these grandiose ideas, but he never seems to pull them off. And so I asked myself, who is Claud Anderson, first and foremost? Because in reality, we got to get to the nitty gritty. That Tariq Nasheed got the idea of FBA from Claud Anderson. Do y'all know that? He got the idea of FBA from Claud Anderson. Y'all familiar with that? If you're not familiar with that, then we're gonna listen to some Claud Anderson in a minute. But he definitely got it from Claud Anderson. Now, with that being said, let's start with this one.
I'm gonna switch to because
okay, Rosie.
Since so many people in this country, black people, you know, we have so many names: black, colored, African American, all that.
And here's a major point. That you got to remember is that every black in America, that's since that time, 1808, there were no more African Americans coming to this country. Every black walking this grounds in this continent, on this continent, he was not an African American.
Listen to the rhetoric. I want you to listen to the rhetoric. It doesn't make sense from an educated perspective, but listen to the rhetoric real quick. Let me bring it back.
Switch to because
okay, Rosie.
Since so many people in this country, black people, you know, we have so many names: black, colored, African American, all that.
And here's a major point that you got to remember is that every black in America, that's since that time, 1808, there were no more African Americans coming to this country. Every black walking this grounds in this continent, on this continent, he was not an African American. He had become a Native American.
So family, I want you to peep the rhetoric. So he said he has not become an African American, and I'm thinking, and let me just be generous on this one. He's implying that he has no more attachment to Africa. That's what he's trying to say. That after a certain time, he's saying that they have no more attachment to Africa. Family, that's not true. That's not true. If you take an apple seed that is, let me not use an apple seed. If you take a banana that is indigenous to Florida and you plant it in Africa or a place that doesn't have bananas, you still don't change the fact of the origin. You still don't change the fact of the origin. You never erase the fact of the origin, because if they will go distinct bananas, then you know where to go and get bananas where they originally come from. So they're playing a word game. They're playing a word game, and this is where the word game begins, right here. Claud Anderson is the one that started the word game. Now, we do know that we are unique from our experience, but we're all still descendants from the inhabitants of Africa. According to all historical records, majority of the people here, they're either indigenous to these shores and don't know it, or they're indigenous to Africa. But even if they are indigenous to these shores, they just have a missing link to the connection from the descendants of Africa. They just have a missing link. That's all. All records prove that we come from the east. All records prove. From the Nile Valley. All records prove. You know what I mean? All archaeology, everything prove it. So the point that I'm making is his argument back then was literally trying to wipe out the concept of our connection. And that is what the Europeans was trying to do for the longest. Do y'all remember? That's what the Europeans was trying to do with the institution of slavery. To erase our memory. Donna Simone, don't get mad at me. Stay right there. Since you say Claud is on point, stay right there. Please don't get mad at me because I got a lot coming and I want you to stay with me. Stay with me. I like when you say he's on point because I'm going to test that theory. I am going to test that theory tonight. Let him finish.
He had no knowledge about Africa. And 99% of the black folk in this country right now were here before 99% of all other human beings that are on the earth in the Carolina, in America right now. That black folk on the earth, walking the grounds, they were here before all other people. That means all whites, all Asians, all American Indians, all Filipinos, all Koreans, and so on and so forth. Black people, 99% of all the black people in this country are natives. And I want you to start calling them natives. They're not no African Americans. They have no connection to Africa unless they want to go there for a trip, a vacation sometime.
All right, stop right there. When Claude Anderson said that they are natives, he keeps saying it. And the reason that he keeps saying is what we was talking about last night, about propaganda. Family, do anybody know what native mean? Anybody know what native mean? It's not a trick word. Native only mean that you are born in a place. That's all. That's all. Like your native tongue, that means the tongue of where you were born. That's all native mean. Listen, family, let me pull up native for you. Native is not a trick word. They're trying to use it like it's some real elaborate word. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Let me show you. I'm going to just pull up native real quick. Let me pull up native real quick, just for the sake of this conversation. Here you go, right here. The word native has to do with where you're from. Your native country is where you were born. That's it. Has nothing to do with aboriginal, original. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. Hey, King Rael, don't go nowhere. I got some more stuff for you. And places have native plants and animals too. Things that are native are indigenous. They were born there. Even when you use indigenous, it's relative to being born there. Not indigenous where you just came and popped out of the air. Because when most people use indigenous, they always try to use that to mean that they just was here with the land. No, you are a Native American if you are born here. Even Europeans, if they're born here, their native tongue is English. Their native tongue. What is your native language? English. Because you're a native. You're born here. And people try to make it more complex than what it is. They try to make it more complex than it is. So even, like I say, even when you use the term indigenous, it still implies you being born here, not that you popped out of the sky. So what is your native language? Let me put up native language so I can bring clarification to what I mean. Native language. Your native language, I'm going to give it to you like this, because people be trying to pigeonhole every little thing into one little meaning. The English language don't work like that. Here you go with your native language. What is your native language? A native language is a language a person first learned. The language they are exposed to from birth. So your native language would be what? English. That would be your native language. So anyway, I don't want to get stuck in there. What I'm saying is the English language has too many meanings to be pigeonholed. Press 7 if you're with me so far. Although it may mean one thing, but it also has a variable to it. But people that manipulate us will use that to try to pigeonhole us. You understand what I'm saying? You can't pigeonhole us because the English language is so bastardized that it could mean one thing and not mean another. I mean, but with that being said, and Donna Simone, he is an elder. But one of the things that we got to get used to is correcting the elders so we can do better by our children and do better by those who come behind us. Just because we're checking this don't mean we're disrespecting them. Now, cryptonomics might go left. Paige, man, I try to save it, Paige. Elders can be goofy too. I'll be dug on it. But anyway, I just wanted to lay that out. Let's not get pigeonholed. Now, with that being said, let me finish playing this, and then I want to show you how it flips.
Just to go over there and look around, or go over there and go to a few ceremonies. But no blacks in America are getting, except those who come in since then, they don't get any birthday cards or Christmas cards.
Listen to the emotional stuff. Remember the guy last night. He said, keep it simple. And this is how propaganda works. Keep it simple.
Cards, Easter cards.
He said they don't get no birthday cards. They don't get no Easter cards. They don't get none of that from Africa. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. This guy is an educated former government official. And he is minimizing this conversation to something so trivial. A Easter card. This is how you know there might be a Mickey in the drink. Because we have to hold a person to their educated standard. I mean, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But listen to this.
And the gifts or presents from Africans, they don't go attend ceremonies and learn the languages. Like, for instance, in Nigeria, there are over 200 languages, 200 languages and 200 different ethnic groups, black ethnic groups over there. Just in that country alone.
Okay, Dr. I want you to explain.
Now listen. One thing that I learned about the manipulation, even before the internet, that most of these people can really talk. They can go. I mean, they can go. They can go nonstop. And they never really answer the question that's put before them. But the thing is that it's on the record, and now we get to listen to it. And we get to decipher what's really going on. One thing Mr. Claud Anderson is trying to do is what they do on the internet today. He's trying to sell an ideal. Man, ideal is his God. And man will pay for the ideal that agrees with him. Man, ideal is his God. So listen what I'm saying. If he says something to trigger the emotion and he got a book for sale, the only objective would be, because now this is 2024, over 20 some years later, and nothing has been produced. So the objective is to sell the concept of liberation, economic liberation, sell the concept of freedom, economic freedom, by a lecture and a book. That's all it can be at this point. Because all of the great ideas never materialize. And in fact, as this show go on, I'm going to show you what did happen. But this is where Tariq Nasheed get this lineage hustle from. Let's talk about the lineage hustle. One thing about the lineage hustle, it's not new. And I don't believe that even Claud Anderson made it up. I believe it comes from the people that Claud Anderson possibly may have worked with. But that's just me. I do believe that it possibly come from the government. I don't believe that he even made it up. Real talk. I don't believe it. And, y'all don't know about that part? Oh, we're going to talk about that part in a minute. But yeah, I do believe that. 1 second. I do believe that it comes from someone in one of them little dark rooms and hooked it up. That's all I'm saying about that. But anyway, let's look at where it comes from. Tariq got it from this guy and them other guys and gave it to these people. It's a remix of what Claud Anderson was doing. How immigration harms Native Americans. Look at the date, 2019. 2019. Now you know, when did Trump win the election? Anybody know? Somebody put it in the chat. When did Trump win the election? Huh? Pay close attention. When did Tariq Nasheed begin to push this concept? Remember, Trump was running for a second term. Remember, now look at the dates. Right around the same time, you'll see him pushing this. Executing immigration policy without mitigating the negative impact of those policies might have on Native Black Americans. What Tariq did, he just removed Native and exchanged it for foundation. Listen to the rhetoric, though. And if you read it slow, you can see right through it. Executing immigration policies without mitigating the negative impact that those policies might have on Native Black Americans is illegal. Family, before something can be illegal, there have to be someone to hold the perpetrator accountable, which means an organization, a people, a group, or some sort of a leader. That's number one. You don't get to just say something is illegal. You know what I mean? You don't get to say something is just illegal. You know what I mean? You can say that it's illegal, but if it's illegal, then they have to be held accountable. But in reality, that's painting something with a wide brush to mitigate negative impact of those policies might have on Native Black Americans is illegal, unconstitutional, and immoral. But this is what he quote from the Constitution. Family, listen, don't get emotional about this, but this is the trick bag. This is the trick bag. I'm sorry, the elder put people in a trick bag. He was trying to sell a book and pushing some propaganda. He put them in a trick bag. Listen to this. The 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution, enacted at the end of 1860 Civil War, mandated black people be treated in all manner similar to whites. No, it don't. Where do it say that? Treated equal, treated free. She says similar to whites. Anyway, tomato. But listen to the wording. Nobody follows Claud Anderson, but Tariq is an extension of this rhetoric. Since then, 6 succeeding generations of immigrants have been fast-tracked into full American Dream membership and have received social economic benefits over Black Americans, the nation official underclass, and most vulnerable citizens of the nation. Black Americans remain an obsolete and abandoned labor class because the original mandates of the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution have been ignored. Violated and corrupted. The 14th Amendment stipulated, mandated that all levels of government exercise all necessary means to lift the legacy and burdens off the shoulders of Black Americans. That is not what the 14th Amendment says. The 14th Amendment was for those freed from slavery in the South. It was for those freed from slavery in the South. It wasn't for those up north. If you go back and look closely, even the average so-called Black person believes that the 13th and the 14th Amendment, or the 14th Amendment, was referring to everybody. It was not referring to everybody. It was only referring for those in the South. So now they paint all quote-unquote Black people with a wide brush. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is where the trick bag happened. Because when you're dealing with a people that is emotionally messed up and emotionally drawn to somebody saying something sensitive and cater to their experience, they will accept anything. And when they accept it, you can sell them anything. You understand what I'm saying? So let me stop there for a minute, and now I want to take you back. I want to take you back now because I'm showing you where Tariq got this stuff from. You see, we're gonna listen to this straight through. I'm gonna do some stopping, but we're gonna listen to this. This is an old 2013.
Because everything's
now
pointed
it's
side
about
down
to
for us.
get
They can't see
heated.
which way
Don't
to
go
run.
nowhere, Donna.
And so at that time, in 1750s, the colonies then tried to figure out how to contain the whole issue. So we got all controls in place. We got the social conditioning in place. And I think we got Blacks pretty well where we need it. We got to nail down. So then they did start telling England, don't send any more slaves over here to it and make sure it works. So Continental Congress sent all kinds of letters to England, saying, don't send any more slaves and make sure our system.
Hold up. Let me slow it down a little bit. I try to speed it up so I don't get no nobody. Listen closely.
Because everything's pointed upside down for us, so they can't see which way to run. And so at that time, in 1750s, the colonies then tried to figure out how to contain the whole issue. So we got all controls in place. We got the social conditioning in place, and I think we got Blacks pretty well where we need it. We got to nail down. So then they did start telling England, don't send any more slaves over here to it and make sure it works. So Continental Congress sent all kinds of letters to England, saying, don't send any more slaves and make sure our system of control works. But England said, no, keep sending it. We're getting rich off of it. England said, we're making a fabulous amount of money because we set up the Navigation Act in 1650, which says, I don't care what you all produce in America, it must come back to England first to be processed, and you all buy it back from us.
Listen, and you have to be able to catch what he says towards the end of this at the minute mark. Watch this.
And when you buy it back from us, we're going to charge you 3 or 4 times the price of it. And so when England decided to have a revolutionary war to break away from England, they didn't put that in the history book. What the real reason they want to break away from England is for. 1, because they were scared to death of Black folk getting free over here and tying up with the Indians. 2.
You hear what he just said? He said the Revolutionary War was about Black folk getting free and uniting with Indians. It's number 1. Listen to this.
The Indians. 2, they wanted to reverse that whole shipping process, saying if we made all the products in America, we raised the cotton, the corn, the beans, the rice, and everything, why are we sending it to you and buying it back from you? So that's what the Revolutionary War was over. And plus, England was also getting rich off the slaves because England was only paying $25, $35 a piece for every slave they were buying on the west coast of Africa. $25 to $35 a piece. But they created a system called capitalism.
Now, in this video, he gives the origin of the slaves coming to America. But then he comes in later videos, he'll say they have no connection anymore. You always have a connection to your ancestry. Always.
Which says that I also want a 1,500% return on my money, my investment. Which means if I pay $25 for a Black slave in West Africa, I'm going to be able to sell them in America for $400 to $500 a piece. And so England was becoming a very rich and powerful nation. It's like most, but that was on not only England, but you had all the other slave countries became rich. That was Portugal, Spain, England, Germany, and the Arab nations. All of them were getting wealthy off of black folk, off a combination of two things, extracting the wealth out of Africa, material wealth.
Notice how we using black folk interchangeable with slaves.
And selling the human labor. And after the Revolutionary War, the first act of Congress, as soon as they set up a Congress in the United States, the first act of Congress said, let's solve this problem with the slaves. So the first thing they did was pass what they call the First Immigration Act. That says this is a white nation, and the quota on blacks coming here other than as a slave is 0. 0, zip, none, nothing. And that stayed in effect until 1966.
Watch this, listen.
It was raised to 0.5 of 1%. And I still see black folk displaying inappropriate behavior. They can't figure out why you cannot get Haitians into the country. I said, God knows, don't you know what your law is? The reason you cannot get Haitians into the country because they're still fearful of you getting a large significant black population. And
did you catch it? In 2013, Claud Anderson was talking about why we can't get Haitians into the country because they fear the large population of us. One more time.
Haitians into the country because they're still fearful of you getting
Listen.
Haitians into the country. I said, God knows, don't you know what your law is? The reason you cannot get Haitians into the country because they're still fearful of you getting a large significant black population and being a threat to the society.
That's what it's all about. He took the check too. He took the check too. It's the same thing that I said last night. Wouldn't it make more sense to have more of you in variables to deal with this oppression than have us cornered in with some silly, stupid label called FBA? What makes more sense? And he just said it. Let's play it one more time.
Haitians into the country. I said, God knows, don't you know what your law is? The reason you cannot get Haitians into the country because they're still fearful of you getting a large significant black population and being a threat to the society. I said, anytime you got boats floating around off the west coast of Africa for 3 months, you had over 3,000, 4,000 blacks on there who were sick, starving to death. Not one single country offered to bring them in. Not this country. At the same time, this country's had refugee programs for every racial and ethnic extraction on earth but black folk.
You hear what he said? That shows you that he took the check because he know the science that every European immigrant in this country has been received and accepted. Why? Let me show you something, family. Why? One of the reasons why is population competition. Population competition. But in 2015, he moves away from this. He moved away from this. And when he moves away from it, this is the rhetoric that Tariq get the baton and runs with. You feel me? The rhetoric that the FBA runs with is after this. After he sold the books to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Listen, hold up. Wait a minute. Y'all think it's a game. Hold up. Do y'all realize that not only that that Claud Anderson was let me see if I can find it real quick. Do y'all realize that Claud Anderson was some sort of delegate into Africa at one time? Anybody know that? Anybody know that? That he was a delegate and he was commissioned to set up businesses with Africa at one time? Anybody know that? When he was with the government? But now all of a sudden, look, somebody say when they refuse. They didn't refuse. The United States government changed the tune. If my flash drive was I'm misconstruing? Hold up. All right, let me pull it out. Let me pull it out. Okay. Let me pull it out. Okay, I'm misconstruing. Let me pull it out. Let me pull it out. Let me pull it out for you. Let me pull it out. Since I'm misconstruing, let me pull it out. See if I can find it real quick. You know what I mean? If I can't find it, which my flash drive just acted up on me. I had that. I was going to share it with you. But that's not misconstruing. If I can't find it. Who is they? Which African country refused? No. Nobody refused. Nobody refused. Hold up one second. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I got time. I got a little bit of time. Oh, we got plenty of time tonight. Matter of fact, I'm going to let this play for a second. Let this play. Look at how many books he sold. Look at how many books he sold. That's crazy. But I got time. I got time. It don't take me a second. It only take me a second. There we go. But at the end of the day, family, what I'm trying to share with you is, and I'm going to bring it up real quick to today's time. I mean, whereas though we are being played. But the next segment that I get you with is going to shock you. The next segment is going to shock you in a minute. And it's going to explain a lot. Yeah, the next segment is going to shock you. Guaranteed. Give me 1 second. The next segment is going to shock you. You watch what I tell you. I'm trying to get it for you. If I can't get it now, I'm not going to trip on it because my flash drive done messed up. But anyway, let me move on. Let me just go ahead and shock you and get it over with. Let me shock you and get it over with. You know what I mean? So, this is 2013 where he's selling hundreds and hundreds of books, right? And while he's selling hundreds and hundreds of books, what people don't know is that he started with this. He had this. Anybody familiar with the fishery company? Anybody familiar with that? Anybody familiar? Press 7 if you're familiar with his fishery company, where he got this loan from the bank and he tried to philango the bank. Anybody remember that? Huh? Anybody remember that? I got something to show you on that in a minute. So when you talk about a person that literally talks about economics, right? And I'm not an economic person. You know what I mean? I could drop the ball any day. I mean, I'm not an economic person. I mean, I can manage a little something, but hey, that's about far as it go. But when we have a person that talks about economics, right? Let's be clear. Mr. Claud Anderson had a loan from a quote-unquote black-owned bank for over $1 million. Then his wife went and got a loan from the same bank for $500,000 for this water land project, fishery, if you will. Family, when you hear Claud Anderson running and running and running and running, I mean, around 13, 14, and 15, especially around 2014, Claud Anderson is in extreme debt at that time. And he's teaching economics. Do you hear what I say? Anybody hear what I say? He's in extreme debt. Because let me just show you a little. Let me just show you a little bit. I'm gonna bring up a piece of the case. I don't have time to go through the whole case. He got insurance money Listen. 800. Let me get this. You can look it up yourself. I'll give you the link. I'll send you the link. You can look it up yourself. I don't have a lot of time. I want to make sure I keep in my time frame of the show. Oh, hold up, man. Hold up. 1 second. Hey, family, I want to let y'all know. Do anybody know? Monday we got a nice show coming in. I almost slipped my mind. God doggone it. Dang. I'm sorry, family.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. Did I call the wrong number? I was trying to call. Man, I'm tripping. I got caught up in the show. Let me hang up and call the right number. 1 second. Oh, man. So look, I'm trying to call. There we go. Let me see. So Monday, family, I got a serious show, family. I got brother Melchizedek Shabazz coming on the show. Anybody familiar with brother Melchizedek Shabazz? Anybody? Anybody familiar? Assalamu alaikum. Maybe he's going to hit me back. I was trying to get him on the phone. Well, listen, he said he going to go all in. He says all lies that they have been pushing in the name of Elijah Muhammad. He said, yeah, I messed up. I was supposed to call it early. He said that they all lies. So he going to give me an interview. This, Assalamu alaikum.
What up, Salam, brother? How you doing, Taco Bay?
Hey, brother, I'm doing well, brother. My apology, man. I got caught up in the show, but I do want to take a minute, brother. I do want to take a minute and speak with you about our interview coming up Monday. Now, I told everybody that you are going to bring some heat as it relates to the misinformation that is being related or been taught under the name of Elijah Muhammad for the last 20, 30, who knows how long years. Brother, what else can I say, brother? What we gonna do on Monday?
We're gonna let the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad be shown and proved that is right and exact. And if anybody who doesn't have nothing better to put on the table, and this is talking about everybody, not those, people in general. If you have nothing better to put on the table to surpass what he's done, then you should show respect and try to and copy or pattern after what he did in your community, like he did in Chicago and all over the country.
So brother, but will you be accepted uncut questions from myself?
All cut, any question. The world, north, west, east, and south, regardless of race, color, creed, or religion, you have the freedom to call in and ask me questions. Anytime someone is speaking, and if they get to speak, and they have a problem with people asking them questions, either they're lying or they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Well, let me ask you this. So a lot of times we talk about the NOI, and we be referring to the NOI under the leadership of the Minister Louis Farrakhan, but it seems to be some contradictions as to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught and what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teach, and it definitely leaves some people confused. You know what I'm saying? So is there a difference?
Well, it's not just with anytime when Minister Farrakhan's teachings is being laid out, we only repeat what he said. We're not interested in what he didn't say, because he always made it plain: leave my teachings as is, don't change my teachings.
Right.
Now, if someone out there, in regards to race, color, creed, or religion, is saying something other than what he taught, then that's not the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's it. That's that person's own teaching, because he was the one taught by Master Farad Muhammad.
Right.
Okay. He was for 3.5 years, 24 hours a day. You understand what I'm trying to say? Nobody else. Him.
But
and what he made it plain: leave my teaching as is, don't change my teachings. Now, if anybody who wants to say something else, use their title. Don't you? If you're not going to repeat the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then just leave his teachers alone and you go teach what you want to teach.
But that's
everybody has the right to teach.
But
don't use his name and then go teach something else.
It's Scientology.
Besides his teachers, that's not the teachers.
Is Scientology a part of the curriculum of the NOI?
No, Scientology is a white man's religion. Scientology is about integration. You understand?
Right.
Let me explain this. There's no such thing as Scientology is a white man's religion.
This gonna be good.
Christianity is a white man's religion. Orthodox Sunni Islam is a white man's religion.
Right.
Anytime you have integration where a black man can marry a white woman or a black woman can marry a white man, that's integration. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches is not integration, it's separation.
Oh,
separation. Okay. And he made it plain on Netflix. On Netflix, he made it plain: separation or death. Now, everybody has the right to teach what they want to teach, but don't teach. But if you're not teaching the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, word for word, right and exact, don't add to it, don't do it like he said it, then you should keep your mouth shut and just use your own. Use your own teacher. Use yours.
Hey, bro.
You know,
bro, you know that interview with me, bro, it's gonna be on fire, bro. Do you know that it's gonna be on fire, bro? Because what, man,
Chaco, we're gonna deal with the reality of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Like I made it plain, if you check out all my interviews with Baba TV, Every Time Fire, Infinite, Our Law School in Mecca, Land Shabazz, Block Talk Radio, all the interviews I do, I make it plain. Nobody is qualified, okay? Now, when I speak, I'm speaking to North, West, East, and South, regardless of race, color, creed, or religion, a nation of Islam, gods and earth, the CIA, FBI, Homeland Security, or whatever.
Right.
When it comes to the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, nobody is qualified to be the messenger of Allah.
So
nobody's qualified to shine his shoes. Nobody's qualified to kiss his feet. Nobody's qualified to sit in his seat.
Kiss his feet.
Nobody is qualified to sit on his toilet stool because you wasn't taught direct by Almighty God Allah, King and First Master Muhammad, face to face.
Let me ask you this.
He was the only one.
Let me ask you this.
Nobody knew that. Go ahead.
One of my last questions before we get, because this is going to be a heated interview, and I just want to get this out the way because I have brothers from the NOI under the leadership of the Minister Louis Farrakhan on the show sometimes, and they be mad at me. But one of the things that I've always tried to point out is that even though if I don't subscribe to a certain thing, I actually do understand the standard. And so when I hear brothers in the NOI under Minister Farrakhan where they say the you can do all of these things in the comforts of the devil, and they're no longer the devil, it's just the enemy now. And I remember when that shift happened where the minister said no longer call nobody the devil anymore, you call them the enemy. And I was like, and he came with the torchlight of America, and Elijah Muhammad came with the fall of America. And I was like, man, why do I keep going back and forth with these brothers when it seems like they don't really understand the essence of what the teachings came from? Now, I don't subscribe to the teachings, but I do understand the measure.
Okay. You have to understand, brother, you have two gods. You have God minor, and God major. God minor lack understanding because they do not face the reality of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. God minor is easy to be led in the wrong direction and hard to lead in the right direction. God major knows the direction because God major, who bear witness that Master Fuad Muhammad, that Allah came the first of Master W. Fuad Muhammad, And the most honorable is his last, greatest, and only messenger. Like I said,
this is gonna be fine.
Everybody has a right to their opinion, but you have to show and prove. If you can't show and prove what you're speaking about, you understand what I'm trying to say, then you put yourself under heading as a robot handpicked program, you understand what I'm trying to say, and lack of understanding.
Well, but I want
It's not what the messages say. In other words,
I want brother, last question. Did you, I don't want to give them too much now before Monday, but brother, did you have the privilege, because you in New York and Malcolm was the minister of the mosque there, did you ever get a chance to interact with Malcolm as a young man? Any during the era?
I was direct taught under Malcolm X.
Okay.
I was an FOI under Malcolm X.
Okay.
And the Father of the God, Earth Nation, Brother Clarence, and Farron Khan, we always under Malcolm X.
All right, let's stop there. I don't want you to say any more because I want to save it, brother. It's going to be a beautiful interview. Most of the time, now, brother, when I do the interview, brother, I don't hold back anything. I ask all the questions.
Taharka, what you do, make a list of whatever you want to ask.
7 o'clock Monday, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Say no more. Say less.
Listen. 7 o'clock Monday, but we're gonna do a warm up. Say Sunday night to make sure everything is clear. You know, what I mean, because you're going to do a live screen, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So we'll go over and make sure everything is clear, just to make sure that when you send me the link and everything, when I go there, I'm right on. You understand what I'm trying to say?
That'll work. We got it, brother. I appreciate you, brother. I can't wait.
Now listen, if you decide to come to New York to that research you was talking about, let me know. Call me.
I got you, brother.
I'll hook up with you, okay?
All right. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I'm back to my show, and I'll call you tomorrow to work out some kinks, and then we touch it up on Sunday. All right?
Right.
All right. Peace.
Okay, all right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Family.
I'm going to watch the show.
All right. Hey, look, so family, if anybody know my interviews, press number 7 if you're familiar with my interviews, family. I don't do no sugarcoating in my interviews. I don't do none whatsoever. Family, this is go. Press 7 if you're looking forward to that interview, family. That's going to press 7 if you're looking forward to. I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. We're going to talk about the mother planes, the baby planes. We're going to talk about the white man, the devil. We're going to talk about the skunk of the planet Earth. We're going to talk about knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, quality, God, build, destroy, born. Cypher. We going all the way. We going from knowledge to born. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, we going from knowledge to born. Listen, family. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be amazing. A lot of times when people interview, say somebody like a Melchizedek that has been around for so long and been FOI under Malcolm X and all of that, a lot of people are not, really deep into the studies of the concepts, if you will. Most people know the surface concepts that they see in the movies of Malcolm X or that they see on the internet or something like that. Well, I've read every book. I have friends that I grew up with that been part of the nation. One of my best friends, Troy X, is a faithful member of the nation. My best friend, that's a Sunni now, he was a faithful member of the nation for quite some time. So I think when I do an interview, like, people study for interviews, I really ain't even got to study. I know the right questions to ask so we can get the information to the people, and I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be historical, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I might put on my fans that day and fans up all y'all. But with that being said, let me get back to the show. One of the things that we have to understand about this Claud Anderson was, family, things wasn't looking good for Claud Anderson around 2014. Let me bring it up for you real quick. When you look at Selective check for $800,000 will issue on July 29th and mailed to Waterland attorneys and selective suit Carmen Pay PA. And when you go into it, family, it was a crazy hustle, family. This fishery thing was a crazy hustle. It appears, let me say allegedly, it appears to be a crazy hustle that pulled a lot of money. And the money that was actually pulled was initially the money that was obtained from the loan from Harbor Bank. The initial loan was $1.5 million. You hear what I said? $1.5 million. Press 7 if you with me, family. $1.5 million. You understand? Then there was some type of insurance money involved. Now remember, this is a quote-unquote black-owned bank. And they wasn't trying to get his bread back. They wasn't trying to get his bread back. His wife even loaned money to the Waterland to try to offset some of this stuff, right? Now, where Donna at? Where Donna at? So while, I'm sorry, let me pull this back up real quick. So all the while, in 2013,
because everything,
as you can see the date on here, through this turbulent period, while he was filling up these places and going everywhere to sell these ideals, he had lost the lawsuit by the bank. Now, let me share it with you real quick. He had lost the lawsuit by the bank, right? Let's see. That ain't it. Let me share it right here. I want to show y'all something, family. So he was going all around the country with his book. And the sad part about it is he was in total debt talking economics. No one knew. No one knew. No one knew that he was in complete ruin. And he was talking about powernomics. I'm sorry that I got to bring it to your attention. But in this era of time, it's the same thing that's going on right now. The total judgment, as you can see, that he ultimately lost to the bank was $1 million. And I think allegedly the loan from the wife paid back what I say was $500,000. You follow what I'm saying? But he was globe-trotting, teaching powernomics. You see that? Principal amount. Judgment ordered. Favor of Harbor Bank. Family, I'm not doing this to shame the elder. What I'm trying to say is that this was and is what's going on with FBA. Everything is not what it seems. Everything is not what it seems is the reason why I'm showing you this. Not only that, when you look closer, family, they would ultimately garnish his home, his Powernomics Corporation of America Incorporated. These are garnishments. You understand what I'm saying? Powernomics Corporations of America, served on 3/9/15. Family, what I'm trying to show you is that what you see on the internet and you see all of these big crowds, family, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that, because that's the same thing FBA is selling, an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. As you can see right here, 2015, it's all an illusion. And so, as you may know, Crip just mentioned he was on the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is known for taking payola to bring people on. If you don't know what payola is, that's taking money to promote your product or promote your ideal. You understand what I'm saying? They known for that. You think Umar just jumped on there because they like him? You think he jumped on there because he like him? Family, this is a circle of stuff that Claud Anderson was one of the originals. First he pushed that we all need to come together. Don't that sound familiar? That's what he pushed first. Then somewhere down the line, he began to say, no, Black Native Americans. Doesn't that sound familiar? Isn't that what Mr. Nasheed does? And Claud Anderson specifically said they don't want to let the Haitians in because then we could possibly outnumber them. You see what I'm saying? But now, go back to your country. Family, that's the European pushing that. The oppressive European that's pushing that. That's the slaveholder pushing that. That's not something that we want to push. We come from a place where we can knock on the door and get a cup of sugar. We come from a place where we can enjoy roti. We come from a place where we can enjoy jerk wings. We come from a place where we can enjoy pupusa. We can enjoy different variations of our culture from around the planet. The European oppressive slaveholder says no. But guess what? Why he pushes that though? Why he pushes that? You see, Tariq Nasheed, Haitian immigrant woman, has smoked for Black Americans. She claims, unlike Black Americans, Haitians do not respect from white. They're always pushing this identity politics as it relates to beefing with one another. They don't push identity politics as it relates to coming together as a collective to offset the imbalance. It's insane to me. It's insane to me that people would even follow this kind of stuff today. I mean, it's insane to me that one will pick out stuff like this and then plaster it on social media and someone would think that's funny. Where in reality, these conditions exist because of colonization, imperialism, and straight up racism and oppression and domination. These conditions exist. It's just insane that people would laugh at that and think that it's funny. Heck, let me tell you something. You can go around the hood in Baltimore City and some of the dilapidated areas, and family, you can get the most derogatory things you ever want to see and plaster it on the internet and say, look at FBA, if you wanted to be an ignorant fool. I walk through some neighborhoods. You have sisters laying on the sidewalk, skirt pulled up. Reach down, cover her up. People laying in alleys. Like you can walk through like I was thinking about interviewing some of the people that I encounter in my journey sometimes. But I had to pray on it, I had to meditate on it, because I don't want it to become a circus sideshow for those who are ignorant and will repost it and make it something that it's not. But I'm telling you, if you wanted to see the most derogatory, downtrodden experience of any people, it is there anywhere. It is there. If I went down to Pigtown in Baltimore, I could show you the most wretched, dilapidated houses that house all Europeans. I can show you an area in Baltimore where the Europeans live worse than many of our people in Baltimore. I'm talking about addicted to drugs. I'm talking about ran down, beat down, living under the bridge, living under a car, living in a broke down car, a rusted out car, packed up in the house, no electricity, no windows bust out, curtains flying out the window. If I wanted to illustrate that, but see, that's a heartless fool. That's a heartless fool. And what Tariq does is he pull out all of the most negative or the most misunderstood parts of culture of Haiti, of Africa, and every other place that our people are from. And then he highlighted. Notice he will never do that to any other type of immigrants. He would never do that to any other type of immigrants. Never. Never. Because they will shut them down. And that ain't what the mission is, family. Last but not least, before I get out of here, family, let me share with you something, family. While they're sitting up there talking about immigration, as it relates to Africans, as it relates to Haitians, as it relates to Jamaicans, as it relates to Puerto Ricans, etc., etc. As they talk about that, you will never hear them talk about the immigration that the government put in place. You know what I mean? That the government put into place that would allow Europeans to come over here wholesale. They would never. Didn't Tariq say reparations can be used for crack? Yeah, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me see if I can find that. I think that's the sister might have reached out to me. Let me see if I can find that real quick. And then you can take it from here. I think I can find it. I'm going to look for it right now. I think I got it right here.
Are there plans, or do you guys have some stuff that you have lined up to where the money can grow? The other folks got casinos. Other folks.
Let's see if this is. Let's see if this.
Are there plans, or do you guys have some stuff that you have lined up to where the money can grow? The other folks got casinos. Other folks got other things working their way, and we kind of got a disadvantage because we've been kind of the money leaves our hands so quick and leaves our neighborhoods. Do you guys have anything in line to kind of guide a lot of the folks so we can actually make it to that level of, let's say, casinos or some type of group economics, so we can take it to another level?
There you go. Great question. Great question. And here's the thing. When people get their reparations money, they can do anything they wish with it. If you get your reparation money and you want to go buy a big bucket of crack cocaine, you should be able to go buy that crack cocaine and smoke yourself into a frenzy.
This fool said, if you wanted to buy a big bucket of crack cocaine, you should be able to buy a bucket of crack cocaine and smoke yours. This fool is insane, man. This fool is insane. Let's play it one more time.
And here's the thing. When people get their reparations money, they can do anything they wish with it. If you get your reparations money and you want to go buy a big bucket of crack cocaine, you should be able to go buy that crack cocaine and smoke yourself into a frenzy. People should be able to do.
This is the leader. This is the leader. That's what he said. This is what he said. I mean, he the leader. You doggone right he is. He the leader of the FBA. But with that being said, I want to share with you how many people, and I'm going to drop that to your inbox. I want to share with you how many. Let me do this real quick. Hold up. My bad. I want to share. Let me share my window real quick. I want to share with you, family, if I can. There it is. There it is. Let's read this real quick, family, just for educational purposes. Let's read this for educational purposes. Ellis Island. Anybody familiar with Ellis Island? Family, listen. Anybody familiar with Ellis Island, family? When you talk about immigrants, family, there is no immigration like Ellis Island, family. Prior to the 1890, individual states rather than federal government regulate immigration to the United States. Castle Garden, now Castle Clinton, located in Battery of Manhattan, served as immigration station for the Port of New York from 1855 to 1890. Approximately 8 million immigrants passed through its doors, mostly from Northern Europe countries. These constituted the first large wave of immigrants to settle and populate the U.S. You know what that was all about? That was to even the numbers, to make sure that their numbers be more plentiful than ours. That's number one. All right. It says, in the 1800s, rising political instability, economic distress, religious persecution plagued Europe, fueling the largest mass human migration in the history of the world. What y'all talking about migration with some people from Haiti? What you talking about? Of the world. Hold on. Let me finish reading this. Hold up. What they got us fighting each other for about people coming in this country from different parts of the diaspora? We got to be out of our mind. Let me finish. It became apparent that Castle Garden was ill-equipped and unprepared to handle mass influx, leading to the federal government to construct a new immigration station on Ellis Island. During construction, the barge office in the Battery was used for immigrant processing. The new facility on Ellis Island began receiving immigrants on January 1st, 1892. Annie Moore, a teenage girl from Ireland, accompanied by her two younger brothers. This must be the Black Irish he was talking about, the guy last night. Anyway, made history as the very first immigrants to be processed at Ellis Island. Over the next 62 years, more than 12 million immigrants would arrive in the United States via Ellis Island. Man, if they can come from all over Europe, why can't our people come from all over the diaspora? Why? Why is a problem? There wasn't a problem yesterday. It wasn't a problem yesterday, but it's a problem today. Listen, they found jobs for all these people. Some of these people created their own jobs. But anyway, most of the immigrants entered into the United States through the Port of New York, although there were other ports in entry cities such as Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, San Francisco, and New Orleans. The great steamship companies like the White Star, Red Star, Cunard, Holland America, and Hamburg America Lines played a significant role in the history of Ellis Island and immigration as a whole. Fam, do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe y'all don't understand what I'm saying. The conspiracy is to keep you outnumbered. Not so you can be a part of some rebellion or anything, but you won't be able to compete. You won't be able to compete. America is never full up. Anybody drive a tractor trailer? You ever ride down the highways? You can go down the highways for miles and miles and miles and miles and never see a house. For hours and hours and hours and never see a house. Nah, don't you believe the hype. America ain't full up at all. Ain't never full up. God has made this earth just as comfortable for all of us to fit on, and ain't enough space. It's more than enough space for all of us right here in America. That's right. Anyway, they don't. America say they full up. Yeah, okay, they ain't full up. They ain't full up. They full up when it comes to us. When it comes to us. But the point is, even if America, listen, even if America says that she is full up, why would that compel us to fight amongst each other about seeking a better situation? That ain't our fight. That ain't our fight. The power structure fear melanated people filling up here more than you should ever fear. That's always been the play. During slavery, the play was disconnect you from what made you strong or your forefathers and foremothers powerful in Africa. Nobody wants you to relearn those principles. Nobody wants you to relearn that. Anyway, all of this stems from, back to my point, Mr. Claud Anderson. And Tariq has spent it. So now, instead of the native black American, you have foundational black American. And the same rhetoric that Claud Anderson would ultimately start to teach was the same rhetoric and is the same rhetoric that Tariq is now teaching, without a doubt. But what I will tell you, the same way Claud Anderson was trying to sell a book, and all the books, and yet produced anything from the book, the same thing FBA is going to get from their leader. They're going to get some products, but they're not going to get anything of value as it works towards liberation. They're not going to get anything.
Certified boogeyman.
The Lineage hustle is about money.
Check 1 2.
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not. We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frauds that crept through. They put the bean on me, I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper, claim he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes.
Certified boogeyman.
And trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Certified
this tongue. This one is not poison.
FBA was laughing when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand.
Welcome to Moorish World TV.
Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger.
Thank you, family.
Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating. Who says I smacked somebody?
Yeah.
Put your chest out, then fly thousands of miles. Check it out.
For a peace order.
For a peace order. I'm back like I left something. And you kept frontin', sick the Romans on me, but they ain't really stopping nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't adding up. Now I'm in the deep waters. I done took a deep dive, see who you really are. Who named you Tariq? She affiliated with the guns? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip-hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off track, but you was so back, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug. From Cosmo to K-Flex, but still got no love. Album went good, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, snitching on the hood. You make a documentary about hip-hop, and not include yourself in all your albums that flop. Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. And I ain't gonna stop till everybody knows them. Y'all ready for Melchizedek on Monday? He's back! Yeah! We got Melchizedek on Monday, family. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Judge Joe Brown tomorrow. Oh, we going in on Judge Joe Brown tomorrow. He ain't who he say he is either. We going in on Judge Joe Brown or Reza Islam. Somebody got to get it. Somebody got to get it.
That's right, global African supremacy.
That's right,
that
Seti.
gas, baby.
That's right. Talk to him, Seti.
Got to have that gas. If you gonna make it move, I got to hurt.
Somebody got to get it.
Got to hurt.
They bamboozling the people.
Somebody.
I got to hurt somebody.
Somebody got to get hurt.
Somebody got to get hurt, baby.
That's right, global African supremacy.
Yes, indeed.
That
the
gas,
truth.
baby.
We got that gas.
Got to have that gas.
Got to have it.
If you gonna make it move.
You got to make it move.
A lot of niggas grandmas are Eastern stars.
What you say, Seti?
Grandmama. But we waking grandmamas up too.
What?
We waking grandmamas up too. We love you, Granny.
Huh?
You the citadel of the family. We love it.
It ain't over.
But we waking up grannies.
It ain't over.
Grandmama got to get woke up too. We love you, Grandma.
It ain't over.
Let's go.
Come on.
This the real deal.
Let's go. Woo! I said the feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like 50. They thought they catch me in Cali. Smack me out with some charges. If I was 25, I probably would have stopped them up regardless. On the run from the feds, because that boy is a fed. If this was back in the day, I put a price on his head. You wanna swing in the car, you wanna swindle and fraud. With the feds trying to block the roof and in the car. Nah, I'm gonna slaughter. I live to fight tomorrow. I refuse to let you leave me to slaughter. You little punk. I got children to raise. I got people to uplift. Your intentions is to enslave my people in grip, and at the same time snitch on anybody suspicious. You a government witness and they just changed your name. Gave you a new identity, location, and fame. But we know who you are. You can't hide no more, Marcus. It's coming to light what you done did in the darkness. Been an agent for years. Yeah, back in 91 you infiltrated the rap game. It's Cosmo Flex. Your job is done. The feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like 50. I said the feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like 50. The feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like 50. I said the feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like 50. Cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like watching. Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest, run! I got the heart of Muhammad and the wisdom of Ali. I never say why me, instead I say why you. Didn't need the warning, you know how I do. Destroy them devils, because the devil's a punk. Run the manifest of God, start cresting an oak. And you a Twitter revolutionary waiting to get hacked. I say I got smacked, sitting in front of your compact. I'm boots on the ground, 10 toes down out west. I could've called up my people and pulled up to your rest. And your gated community is your federal prison. Don't think that we don't know how you really living. We got you. What up, Starlight? Peace and love, sis. Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. I said they plotted to get me. I said they plotted to get me. Come on.